What's up, y'all? Today we're going to be talking about plastic water bottles. They're terrible.
Yeah, don't use them.
So that's what we're talking about today is hashtag ban plastic bottles. No one can use them anymore. We haven't used them in months. We actually got this
I haven't used them in years.
Yeah,
I have been refusing to accept plastic bottles from pretty much anyone unless if like they've already been opened and that person is just continuing to reuse the plastic bottle.
Yep. We actually pulled this out of our neighbor's recycling bin so we could have it for the video. So instead of this, just use use a bottle like this. Or really any water bottle that's going to be used multiple times is a lot better than just a single-use plastic.
Yeah, it's completely unnecessary. It needs to stop. It's kind of terrible.
Couple of statistics so you can realize how huge the problem is. Americans use 50 billion water bottles every year. That's 15,000.
1,500.
Oh, 1,500, yeah.
1,500 water bottles per second.
Every second.
Yeah, every second. Which is absurd.
3,000, 4,500, 6,000, 7,500.
Yeah.
We're already at 10,000. We're already at like probably 20,000 just in this video.
Only 20% of those ever actually end up recycled. The other 80% end up in landfills if they're lucky. A lot of them end up in our oceans, in our rivers, in our woods, where they're just accumulating fucking chemicals and...
Yeah, so plastic actually attracts chemicals. It kind of like pulls it into itself. So we're having massive problems in our oceans right now where the plastic doesn't actually degrade. Or it does degrade, it just doesn't...
It does not biodegrade. It does degrade.
But degrading, it just means it just breaks up into a bunch of small pieces, and then those are all like on the surface of the ocean or the bottom and collecting chemicals, and then fish end up eating those, and then chemicals get in the fish's body and then
bioaccumulate. Mm-hmm.
So, and the FDA is like, don't believe us, do your research, look into fish, and you'll see it's actually pretty terrible how much of our ocean life is completely contaminated.
And even though bottles are BPA free now, that does not mean there's tons of other endocrine disruptors in plastic
It would be like
bottles.
if the people making cigarettes took one chemical out of their cigarettes and were like, this is no longer has this, you're Gucci. And it's like, but like, what about the other 419 chemicals that are gonna kill you?
Yeah.
Like what? Say what? So, yeah, they cost 1,000 times more than tap water. So you can get 2 liters of tap water every day, and it's only gonna cost you like 50 cents for the whole year.
Which is
so
absurd.
Tap water is just like super cheap. So
It blows
I guess that
me
might
away that
change.
people will spend $1 to buy a plastic water bottle out of a vending machine when they could spend less than $1 to have all of their water for the entire year.
Exactly. And it's literally just laziness, like or inconvenience. You know, you don't happen to have a water bottle. You know what? You probably have a water bottle.
Yeah.
We have multiple. I actually found this one. Like, it was a super nice one. I found it on the ground outside at a park after we went to play. So you can, if you really don't want to buy one, you can probably find one, wash it, and then like have 2 though, and just put one in your car. Because I think that a lot of times, at least for me, like when I used to occasionally buy stuff like that, it would be like, oh man, I'm like in a car trip and forgot a water bottle, and I'm thirsty, so I'm gonna get something. But if you just keep a water bottle in your car, it takes care of that.
If I were going to buy a water bottle, I would buy either a collapsible silicone one or a metal one, but this is another one that I found that I actually really like because it doesn't really spill much, but if you click this button, then it lets the water out really easily, so I like it.
Yeah.
And another great alternative is a filter. You can keep this in your fridge, the water's way cleaner and it's actually cold.
Yeah, it's great, and Brita's only costs like $20-30, and then you can save a ton of money.
And if you still really just feel the need to buy your water, like, and have it out of a thing every time, then
check
buy
out
canned water.
Exactly. Check out a brand like Mananalu. Jason Momoa, the dude who plays Aquaman, he's pretty awesome. He's a rock climber, so that's actually why I thought he was cool. And then he got a bunch of acting roles and stuff. It's pretty cool. But he supports them. They're completely made out of aluminum. So aluminum, within 60 days of you using it, it can actually be recycled and then completely be just a brand new can again. Recycle it. You don't need aluminum. You don't need. It can be 100% made with like recycled material.
Yeah, you don't need any virgin aluminum to make new aluminum. Whereas a bottle, you can put some recycled plastics back into creating a new bottle, but it needs to be a lot of virgin materials. Most of that's going to end up going into like teddy bear stuffing or a mattress or a car part, And like each time you use a plastic and recycle it, it's turned into a lower grade plastic,
Yeah.
and less likely to be recycled at that next stage of its life.
And then another cool company that we wanted to shout out was Oho.
Yeah,
They're like these little, like, they're seaweed membranes that are like full of water and you just like eat them.
Mm-hmm.
So completely removes the need for plastic at all, and it's potentially like the only time that we were thinking about it, and you should always have a water bottle. You know, there's a few rare occasions where like, you know, disaster strikes or like there's problems with water where occasionally it's nice for disaster relief stuff to be able to like send people water. But if we could just send people like a bunch of Oho, solve the
Yeah.
problem, or a bunch of like Mananalu.
Yeah.
So as long as we can get people clean water, there's just we shouldn't be using plastic bottles.
No,
Not at
it
all.
needs to stop. And if you're still using them, just stop. If you see people using them, please tell them to stop.
Yeah, and don't be a dick about it, but just, you know, casually, like we would just tell them, like, hey, they, like, you know, think about the fact that that's gonna be here forever.
Forever. And not only is it going to be here forever, but it's probably going to come back to impact you in a negative manner.
Yeah, how many times have you seen a random, like, because the problem with plastics is that they're light, they get blown away. They might throw them all in a landfill, but some of those get blown away, and then they end up in a river, and then that river floats down towards a lake, and then that lake floats somewhere into the sea, and then next thing you know, it's at the bottom of the ocean where it will be forever.
And we might have spent a long time on this, but it's something like that we're very passionate about. Obviously, this entire cause is what we're passionate about, but this is just one
Water bottles are
extremely
just
simple,
so
easy
easy,
change.
and it's just stupid to waste your money on plastic bottles that
Yeah.
are bad for you and bad for the environment. Like, it's a net loss no matter how you look at it, and it's a net gain if you don't use them.
You're wasting
So-
your money, you're putting toxic chemicals into your body, you're putting toxic chemicals into the ocean,
That
you're
then
creating
puts
waste that's
more
going to be
toxin
there
into you.
forever. You're using oil, like it takes a ton of oil and a ton of water to create a water bottle. It's so ridiculously unsustainable, it hurts.
Yeah, so join us. Don't use plastic water bottles. Cheers, y'all.